starts with a spark. Late night talks till it gets too dark. Profile pics perfect and clean, but not everything is what it seems. Typing sweet, saying all the right things. Baby, you're my queen, let's buy rings. But love bombs drop way too fast. That fairy tale can never last. They say the right words, but something feels wrong. Moving too quick like it's a love song. Ask for your trust, then ask for more. Next thing you know, they're at your door. Behind the screen, they're not always who they say. Wolves in a DM trying to lead you astray. Be smart, take it slow, don't give it all away. Hearts get broken or worse, you might pay. Behind the screen, there's a danger unseen. Not all love's real in this online dream. Filters lie, but so do smiles. They hide the truth behind their profiles. Too good to be true, maybe it is. Predators mask themselves as a miss. They'll guilt trip, gaslight, twist your mind. Say no one will love you if you leave them behind. But real love don't move in fear. If it's not clear, get out of there. Guard your heart and guard your space. Not everyone deserves a place. In your world, your peace, your name. Don't let them play a dirty game. Behind the screen, they're not always who they say. Wolves in a DM trying to lead you astray. Be smart, take it slow, don't give it all away. Hearts get broken or worse, you might pay. Behind the screen, there's a danger unseen. Not all love's real in this online dream. FaceTime, meet up safe, bring a friend. If they rush it, that's a red flag again. Your worth ain't measured in hearts or likes. Real love sees you in real life. Behind the screen, keep your eyes wide. Trust your gut when something don't feel right. Swipe with care, don't fall too deep. Even nightmares can dress like dreams. FaceTime, meet up safe, bring a friend. If they rush it, that's a red flag again. Your worth ain't measured in hearts or lives. Real love sees you in real life. Behind the screen.
The descent. Emily couldn't stop herself. Her curiosity and fear had locked her into a dangerous game. She and Lisa dug deeper, tracking Jason's messages and trying to find any trace of who he might really be. Emily messaged to Jason.
Okay, I'll trust you. What's next?
Jason's response came almost immediately, as though he had been waiting for the moment. Jason message.
Meet me tomorrow. We need to go over the plan in person. It's the only way you'll understand how deep this goes.
Emily felt a mix of dread and anticipation. This was her chance to finally get the answers she needed. The next day, they met at an abandoned warehouse on the outskirts of town. Lisa came along for support, but Emily had no idea what they were about to walk into. Jason was there, waiting, but he wasn't alone. Jason smiling nervously.
I didn't want to do this over text. You're in danger, Emily, and there are people who have been watching you for weeks.
Emily felt her heart race as she looked around. She was already in too deep. The unlikely alley. As Emily stood in the abandoned warehouse, Jason's presence seemed less comforting and more ominous. The air felt thick, and the shadows stretched longer than they should have. Lisa stayed close, her eyes darting around, scanning for any sign of danger. Emily softly.
Jason, who are these people? What's really going on here?
Jason's expression hardened, and he motioned for them to follow him further into the darkened interior of the warehouse. Jason whispering,
This isn't safe here. There's a group, and I can't explain everything right now. But there's no time. But there's no time. But there's no time.
Emily's heart pounded in her chest. She tried to steady her breath, but the more Jason spoke, the more her reality seemed to shift. Nothing made sense anymore. Lisa squinting in the dim light.
What group? What are you even talking about?
Before Jason could answer, another voice broke through the tension, one that sent a chill down Emily's spine. Unknown voice from the shadows.
She's not the only one, Jason. We've been watching her too.
A tall figure emerged from the darkness. He was dressed in black, his face hidden beneath a hood, but his presence was unmistakable. The feeling of danger in the air multiplied tenfold. Jason glaring at the figure.
No, she's not ready yet. We need to get out of here.
But the hooded figure smiled, almost mockingly. Hooded figure calmly.
Ready? She's been ready for months. You just didn't want to believe it.
Jason's face twisted with frustration, and Emily felt a sense of dread she hadn't experienced before. What did this stranger mean? And why was Jason so desperate to protect her? The first test. They left the warehouse in a rush, Jason leading them through the back alley, far from the prying eyes of whatever network was watching. Emily's mind raced, processing everything she had just heard. Emily breathing heavily.
What was that? Who are these people? Jason, you're scaring me.
Jason turned to face her, his eyes dark and filled with guilt. Jason.
I know. I never wanted to pull you into this. But now that you're involved, you have to understand there's a danger much bigger than you think. They've been tracking you for your own protection, but it's only a matter of time before they come for you.
Emily's thoughts spiraled. She was still in disbelief. One moment, she was talking to a charming man online, and now she was thrust into a secretive, dangerous world. Lisa to Jason, sharply.
You better start explaining everything. I'm not letting her get involved in some mess without knowing what we're dealing with.
Jason paused, taking a deep breath before continuing. Jason.
This all started months ago when I first saw your profile. You were targeted by a syndicate, an underground group that uses online dating platforms to manipulate and scam people. But you, Emily, you're different. They didn't just want your money. They wanted your identity.
Emily shocked.
My identity?
Jason nodded. Jason.
Yes. They use people like you, people who are searching for connection, to get close, steal everything about their lives, and use it for their own gain. But there's more at play here. The stakes are much higher.
The depth of deceit. The night was still young when they reached a small, inconspicuous apartment. Jason led them inside, keeping a constant lookout as if expecting someone to follow them. The door closed behind them with a heavy thud, and Emily felt the weight of the secrecy in the room. Lisa impatiently.
So now what? We're hiding out? From who? What exactly are we running from?
Jason motioned for them to sit at the small kitchen table. He didn't make eye contact with Emily for a moment, as if struggling to decide how much to reveal. Jason.
The syndicate. They're not just after money. They've been running operations across multiple countries, using stolen identities to fund black market activities. The person who's been after you, they're known as the director.
Emily's blood ran cold.
The director? It sounded like a villain from a thriller movie, not someone who could be real.
Emily, with rising panic. Wait, you're telling me I've been talking to someone who's part of this criminal group? Jason shook his head quickly. Jason. No, I'm not part of them. I've been infiltrating them, trying to get enough information to bring them down. But you, Emily, you were an unintended target. They've been using your information to track your every move, your conversations, even who you associate with. The words hit Emily like a ton of bricks. Everything she thought she knew about her life was unraveling. Her privacy, her safety, it was all at risk. Lisa suddenly alert. If they're tracking her, they might be tracking us now too. What do we do? Jason's eyes darkened with concern. Jason, we have to be careful. From this moment on, nothing can be done openly. We'll have to go underground. No more phone calls. No more messages. They'll be watching everything. Emily's heart raced. She didn't know what she was more afraid of, being alone in this new world, or being dragged deeper into it. The dark web. For the next few days, Emily and Lisa remained hidden, staying away from their usual routine. Jason made contact only through encrypted messages, instructing them on how to protect themselves. They had to erase all traces of their identities online, social media accounts, emails, even personal information. One evening, Jason's message took a darker turn. Jason message.
The director knows you're aware of what's happening. They'll come after you soon. You need to be ready for what comes next.
Emily stared at the message for what felt like hours. What was he talking about? How was she supposed to be ready? She picked up the phone, her hands trembling, and called Lisa. Emily, voice cracking. Lisa, we can't stay hidden forever. What if they find us? Lisa, voice steady.
We won't let that happen. We'll keep moving. Keep staying one step ahead. Jason's not the only one who knows about this. We can figure this out.
But deep down, Emily wasn't sure if they could outrun the danger. The walls were closing in.